That is the most chill music. Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to Rad Pod and Chill. And I am with Jim Stewartson, High Fidelity, Sean Connor. I'm Heidi Kuda. This is our midweekish recap of our wildly awesome episode number 24. That music is just so good, and I've been singing a lot of Sublime. So to have such a chill, loungy action.
It's groovy, baby. Very groovy. Yeah.
This is the soundtrack to 4 people trying very hard to unfuck the world. So join us as we try to do so.
All
right, there we go. All right.
Now let's get into it. There's a lot of shit to talk about. A lot of shit going down.
Yeah. I'm gonna paint nails while you guys jump in. Have at
it. All right. I'm trying to unfuck the world and fuck some billionaires because that's how I roll. So
is that right?
True that.
Yeah. I
and not in a physical sense.
Freaking out about everything.
Yeah.
No freaking out.
It's so stupid now.
It is. It's getting really stupid. Like they're playing really bad moves, and they're just like it's obvious as shit.
It's all stupid. It's just bad shit, obvious, and no one cares. Instead,
you think so?
Well, look, the scariest goddamn thing that happened is that unbelievable clusterfuck at the Disinformation Board.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
No excuse whatsoever for any of that at all.
They came to it up.
Wrong.
The proper response.
They're like, oh no, Posobiec is trolling us. We have to fucking cancel it. Like, what are you doing? Like, who didn't know that?
Back up, Jim. Back up and tell people exactly what you're talking about because it's very
So the
important.
Disinformation Board was a
Department of Homeland Security.
To see it. It was part of Homeland Security, and it was going to combat disinformation and come up with strategies and educate people about how it works. And they put Nina Jankowicz, who's just a little controversial, but was fully qualified for the job.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
And all of a sudden, like, the right wing starts trolling. And they were shocked. They were shocked. They were like, wait, there's going to be pushback from the right wing? Mm-hmm. Oh, noes. And I'm just like, what? You're the Disinformation Board, and you didn't know that exactly.
You were scared by the troll?
Yeah, well, that's maybe that was inauspicious rollout, to say the least.
So it wasn't just inauspicious; it was deadly. It destroyed the chances of it. Didn't get off the ground, and that's a fucking tragedy that ultimately will kill people.
Yeah,
because it would have educated people, gotten some people hopefully on a better track, and now we won't.
Yeah, you would have known.
Because I'm just decided to fucking troll Nina Jankowicz. It's unbelievable.
I'm just going to say this now. Hello, DNC. I know you're out there listening.
Oh, no.
If you want to do it right, fucking hire me. Uh-oh. There's no bigger troll. Duh.
White hat. He's white hat.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Great hat.
What was that article we were talking about? You're
a white hat, man. Don't try that gray shit on me.
What was the good faith? You're a good faith hacker now. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, that was great, wasn't that? So security researchers will no longer be arrested and prosecuted if they're doing their security research in good faith.
In good faith, yeah.
Let's define good faith, shall we?
Well, so let's talk about
all that does is give an administration the right to not prosecute whoever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll still prosecute.
I am not super happy with that, because what does good faith mean?
Well, they use that.
Yeah.
They use that in trial and in courts a lot. Are you operating in good faith? It should.
I understand. Totally,
Yeah,
it's a term of
it's a
art
different
in
meaning.
law.
It's going to mean something totally different than it is going to be.
Yeah, but that's not what this means. It's like
No.
that.
Yeah.
Like
It was odd. Yeah.
If they're hacking into Hillary Clinton's servers and Trump's
in power
next
is that good
next administration, they'll be like, that's not that.
Yeah. If you get a W-9, then it's okay, I guess. But
that's good faith, just trying to find out where all those missing emails are.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just was so triggered.
Sorry.
So I think that what F.P. Wellman, my new favorite human, Fred P. Wellman.
Yeah, Fred.
Yo, Fred, we love you, Fred. Okay, so
Fred was fucking fire, man. Oh,
yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Jesus.
Did he?
Damn, Fred, you're here. Yeah.
If you, so there were many things that he said. First of all, if anybody has
he said fuck a lot.
If anybody has been watching the news lately, they've been watching some performative jackassery. We have been watching, performative jackasses play to the cameras, feigning outrage over, a right to life. And we all know that they're just, putting on a show for their funders. But he also said something very important. So the Democrats, I need you to listen. Stop bringing a policy pen to a gunfight. We are at war, and if we don't start acting like it, we're going to lose. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't have strong policies and we shouldn't stand for the things and the values that are important to the party that actually cares about, whether or not people live. It's just that we have a very short window to fight this war, and we have to start acting like we're in a war. And that is what I think, Jim, you may have been feeling a bit of that when you wrote your piece today, because it was, you're always the person, one of the people in this team who props me up when I feel despair. And today I think you were kind of looking at the playing field going, we might lose this,
I mean, I feel like we are frittering this chance away in exactly the worst version of what everyone thought would happen, right? Is
right.
The Democrats are going to come in, they're going to be all talking about norms and customs and powdered wigs and fucking, whatever. In the meantime, the house is being stolen around them. And they're like, well, now we have to investigate. Like, fucking arrest the people who did it. They're right there in fucking front of you.
The brown shirts are fucking marching, kids. Come on.
They're not only marching, they're going to fucking supermarkets, right?
Yeah, right.
With loaded guns.
And I sorry, but this summer is going to be fucking awful.
I wish you were wrong, Jim.
It's going to be brutal.
Oh.
I really am worried about it, because last summer was bad, and that was just a preview.
Yeah. Can we just talk about Tish James though for one moment, please, guys?
Yay, Tish James!
Yes.
That woman, that woman just she warms my heart and gives me hope. And they're opening an investigation into 4chan and Discord and
it's great.
8chan
and 8chan. This is what we've
8chan,
been talking about.
Which was created by Fred Brennan. And there's a reporter on MSNBC who does a good job, but keeps fucking simping for Fred Brennan. Yeah. So Ben, knock it the fuck off, man.
Yeah.
He started 8chan.
Don't simp for Hot Wheels.
It's the same website now that it was when he made it. It's exactly the same thing. He made it for Gamergate, dude. Stop going on TV and trying to separate him from it and call him a hero. He's not.
No. Yeah. Hot Wheels was a troll. Hot Wheels is a troll. Hot Wheels will always be a troll. Fuck Hot Wheels.
Wow.
Okay. Are you responding to a comment? Is that what you're? Is that what this is about?
No, he's talking about H-N.
I'm talking
okay.
about
H-N, H-Kun.
I'm
Watkins
sorry,
too.
I went off on a little side quest because I've almost written like 3 articles about it and haven't published them. But I'm just tired of seeing people, good people. This person is a good person who I got to know, and it just got steered wrong somewhere along the way, and it's bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to find the.
You're painting your nails,
the tweet. No, I know they're done. They're done.
Yeah.
Actually, I just did a touch up. I wanted to paint them chartreuse today, but it's an imperfect world.
No, I like that color. What's that? Like a cab kind of, like a
This
Cabernet,
is,
like a deep red.
This is nailed it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So-
LOL.
so-
Got your nail, dude.
Tish James, awesome. Like,
Yes. Tish James.
you got to go after the people who enable this shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Go after them hard.
I mean,
Yeah.
Discord is
There you go.
Discord's a little harder. It's toxic as fuck, and they need to do a way better job. And lots and lots of harm happens there,
Yeah.
but it's not built intentionally to radicalize people.
Right.
Yeah.
4chan and 8chan are built to radicalize people. That's all they are.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need some more good news here. What?
Yeah.
What you got, bud? It better be good news.
Discord was built specifically to be a back channel for bad actors.
Mm-hmm.
Discord's
Because
so
it's
annoying.
real easy to get a lot of evil people into one chat room. I mean, think about it. The Buffalo shooter,
Or it was
he
built
put
as a companion for gaming, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it was-
most of what it's used for.
Totally.
Let's not be. I want to be fair to these things because yes, Discord's problematic. It allows all kinds of horrible shit, but and they need to figure out how to moderate it, right?
So I have to interject.
Like 4chan has, it's like white supremacist. Dylan Roof with a gun on 8chan is like the GIF at the top. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we have a good question in the chat. Heidi, do you want Jim? You can answer this, or I can take a shot at it. Difference between cognitive and psychological in the warfare.
Yeah, you're talking about in terms of my article, cognitive warfare versus psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Their psychological warfare is classically basically propaganda, right? It's psyops used to be dropping leaflets and shit over cities,
radio stations and loud
radio station, Tokyo Rose, right? All of that stuff. Cognitive warfare, so really psychological warfare is an umbrella term for all this stuff,
right?
But in terms of conversationally, that's usually kind of what it's thought of. And the army itself has sort of moved on from it. NATO put out a paper about cognitive warfare, which I think is a great term, because the point of it is to change your mind. And by change your mind, I don't mean you change your mind, I mean they change your mind. It is an overall information campaign that is supposed to come from lots of different angles and lots of different ways. And it very much models Michael Aquino's Mind War, which in my mind is really the sort of root of how all this shit happened.
Yeah. I mean, also in the cognitive area, there was an understanding and an exploitation of the cognitive functioning in terms of dopamine response, serotonin, all of those things that we saw implemented, weaponized, really.
It's scientific, right?
Yeah, scientifically done, specifically within the development of that Trump app that was released by Brad Pascal, and they designed it to feel like a casino in your pocket, and all the sort of deleterious effects that happen to individuals that had that shit. It's constantly going off, bing, 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 rewarding,
Yeah.
censors.
No, it's. I mean, look, Mike Flynn is a scientist when it comes to this shit. Like, if there's one thing the dude knows, it is psychological, cognitive, whatever warfare you want.
That's right.
An interesting thing that happened in 2013 was the Gerasimov Doctrine, which was basically the Russian government openly adopting mind war, cognitive war, whatever you want to call it, as a constant war against an enemy without actually declaring it.
Any non, I think is what is it, Jim? Any non it's kinetic and any
non-kinetic, anything non-kinetic,
anything economic manipulation, social manipulation. I think, and they say it's a ratio of
paying off journalists, buying trolls, dumping money into a whole bunch of fucking right-wing bullshit to psyop people, right?
And at a 4-to-1 ratio,
affect their brains.
The majority of their war, their conception of war, shifted to all of these other things, not kinetic warfare. 4-to-1.
I'm gonna tweet out my NATO thread right now to shore up what Jim is saying that my friend Keir Giles wrote. And Sean, I just put a Fred Wellman short clip in the Signal if you can access it.
Actually, hold on a second. Can I address something in chat real fast? Because this is important. All right.
You have to first say what they asked.
Okay. The discussion was about how games are bad for young men. All right.
That was a discussion in chat?
It was in chat. But gaming. It was back a little bit, but it's still being talked about. Listen, I'm a gamer. I've gamed since I was very, very young. The problem is not the gamers. It's the edgelords that are on the games that drag other young men into bad behavior. Like, I monitor my children's voice chats when they play online games. And if I hear racial, homophobic, whatever, some type of slur, that game's gone. Right? Mm-hmm. Because you have to. Because games are actually a recruiting ground for neo-Nazis.
They literally are,
Yes.
I mean,
you have to be very careful.
If you're looking for a kid who is a good target to turn into a neo-Nazi mass murderer, going to college, like I played lots of Call of Duty. I'm not a mass murderer.
Right.
It does not make you a mass murderer, but
no.
Especially with very young men, very impressionable ones who are angry, especially if they don't have social skills, who are kind of, angry at women, whatever it is, it's pretty easy to turn them into what, happened in Buffalo. And this kid said in May of 2020, he went to 4chan and it changed
what he learned.
Exactly. That's all.
Back to some applause for Tish James for actually taking a harder look at this. So maybe something positive will come of it.
Yeah. And you're right, Sharon. Our young men do need protected. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yes, Miko.
Jim has said this from the beginning, that the people who are perpetrating these crimes, even people who showed up at the insurrection, are victims themselves because nobody brainwashes themselves. And I think that's a very important framework. I would like to see if we have an anagram as a palate cleanser before we continue. I would very much like to lighten the load a little bit and then get back to some serious stuff because we have more things to discuss.
Here it is. You can have your pick. So we have an anagram for the Great Replacement Manifesto.
Oh,
let's do that. Just right up.
Yeah, let's just go with that right there.
Oh my God.
We don't need to hear anything else. Let's go.
The Gerasimov Doctrine. Okay, Gerasimov Doctrine, or
we'll do Gerasimov later. We'll do that later. Let's do,
this better give me some lulls right now. You guys are heavy.
I think this actually.
I'm not. I'm like this.
We're chilling, man. We're chilling. It's cool.
I wish I had some ice cream right now. That would be so good.
Ooh, some ice cream would be good. Some gelato.
Yeah.
Like I could dig on some lemon gelato right now.
I just want to know what Hi-Fi is doing in a greenhouse.
The Great Replacement.
This is like the first time.
Right?
My ex took the kid on vacation, and I'm watching the other kids at my ex's.
Oh, nice. Well, I like her taste in succulents.
Okay, dudes. Here it is. Great Replacement.
I'm
Manifesto.
surprised they're still alive.
Fucking A. Second time. Second fucking time, man. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna put you on a 5-second delay. I swear to God.
Sorry. Go ahead.
He's got the power.
Here we go. The Great Replacement Manifesto is.
Oh.
Nah.
The frailest, eager.
Yep.
Wow, there's so much going on there.
I know it's a long word, so here we go.
Oh, I like it.
The frailest, eager, mean contempt.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
That's one of them, and then we have another. So it anagrams again, I think, into from apathetic, steel enragement.
Man, that's a t-shirt.
Hold on, go back to the first one again. Go back to the first one.
Yep.
I mean, that's okay, but this.
Yeah.
This is a work of art right here. This
is frailest, eager, mean contempt. Yeah.
I think we actually should start taking all of your anagrams. I'm so serious, and turning it into poetry. Because I think it would be really amazing, like kind of that cut and paste stuff. You know, I really like it. Yeah, because some of it's very deep. Some of it's very funny. I think we'll call it the lizard.
The lizard. The lizard. Yeah.
Of course.
And that would be a good.
Frail is the right word, right?
Yeah.
Because it is frail men who have to surround themselves with this, this macho, hateful bullshit, right?
Right.
The frailest.
Any
and eager. It was interesting, eager, because that's their yeah.
I want to do a Hannah Arendt palette cleanser because with our patrons we had a little group fun and Sean's been reading some Hannah Arendt, and if you have not read her, she's vital to understanding what's happening, and she's just so prescient. I mean, she obviously was reflecting on all the escalation and the mind hackery of the 30s and 40s. But it relates so much to today. So the one I want to drop on you guys today comes from my mind hack thread of September 6th of 2020. And I don't know what I was tripping on at that time. I think I was just reading her work. The ideal subject of totalitarian rule is not the convinced Nazi or the convinced communist, but people for whom the distinction between fact and fiction and the distinction between true and false no longer exist.
Beautiful, right? Let me get that up over here.
She called that shit. Yeah.
That's the entire point, is to erase reality. Oh, I have some good news.
Yes.
Elon Musk got outed for being a complete.
What he is, he's totally. Yeah.
He's not, in my mind, a master of the universe. Why I think this is so important, you guys, is that when I was studying the mindset of what was happening with the trolls that were originally sentenced to their term in St. Petersburg, there was a moment where one of them, who had been hired for a couple months stint, was having a hard time saying no to the money because the money was good. They would bring these people in from the community to give them these propagandist lectures and talking points, which they knew to be false. But there was a moment where this guy sat there and just realized that he didn't fucking care anymore. He just didn't care. Just didn't care. Didn't feel. He had lost all feelings of trying to. He knew the guy was lying to him. He knew it was not factual, but he had been so mind fucked himself by the work he was doing that he no longer gave a shit. And
I wonder that's that's one of the Jim, you guys. I think a lot of people were exposed to the active measures through the Yuri video, the defector from the KGB defector with the interview, the long interview, where he talks about how the degradation of the rational mind, and so like in the 80s, it's a video from the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I used it in my doc.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that was a lot of
Gerasimov
people. I think a lot of people, was the first exposure to how
because
deep,
he was a KGB defector, and
exactly.
he knew exactly what they were doing, and he told the truth, which
And
was that it was an intentional long term
yeah,
plot by the Russians in that case the Soviets, but
yeah,
you know,
and
with
incredibly
Putin it
well,
didn't change. That's the
incredibly
problem,
well thought
right?
out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they they had a guy in there for a couple of years who was sort of trying, and
But there's that one phrase that's hilarious. I think I sampled it somewhere, but where he's talking about even if you show them the papers and the information in front of them, they still won't be able to distinguish between right or wrong. He says,
Right.
until
it's brainwashing, right?
yeah,
It is
until yeah,
it's very fucking difficult because what they do by coercing your mind
yeah,
into believing this shit is intentionally cause pain if anything else conflicts with it.
yeah.
Right.
Like
I mean
that's the way it
that's
works. Is it causes cognitive dissonance,
Yeah.
which is a euphemism for mental pain.
yeah,
For what the fuck is happening? I can't deal with this.
Right.
It like
Right.
freaks, it like makes you like go sideways, and so people just avoid it and avoid anyone who makes them feel that way. That's part of how the whole thing works.
Right. I am watching otherwise really good people losing their minds because they're watching their communities turn into battle zones because there are people with mental health issues walking up and down the street where they used to be able to ride their bikes with their kids and stroll around, and encampments everywhere. And my concern is that people think that by voting right as opposed to left, which they voted their whole life, that's going to solve the problem.
It's
That
the
is
opposite,
not going to
yeah.
solve
Yeah.
the problem. What is going to solve the problem is finding the right people to put into power that actually care about the communities and will actually work to actually fix things and not just let it continue to fester. I think we're coming out of this period of time when there was so much fear and uncertainty and so much concern, particularly here in California, where the sunshine gives us many blessings, but among them, is the fact that people from all over the country come here to live on the streets because you've got sunshine year round, and you can't do that in a lot of places. And so, I just would encourage everybody that we can touch with the work we do and that they can bring into their communities, just to not forget their compassion and their empathy as we try to solve these problems one at a time. It's important that we remember our humanity, because without that, we've got nothing, I think.
Hey, real quick, Heidi, I think we should go back to this because it's such an important one.
Thank you.
Is one of the greatest advantages of the totalitarian elites is to turn any statement of fact into a question of motive. Yeah, I mean, and that
changed my life.
Yeah, another
that made me a better fighter. Once I realized that we are not winning against the GOP extremists with facts and their followers with facts, because what they do is they can't say what you saw is not real, but they can say, oh, the person saying it has a political agenda or blah, blah, blah. So everything becomes a question of motive. And once you understand that, I think you have a much better, toolkit to fight them with.
It takes it out of any realm of, this policy, right? Or discussion of data and numbers. And it puts it in the realm of fucking Trump here, so he's a Democrat. He must hate me. You know what I mean? No matter what that judge rules on, he was elected by Obama, and he's going to hate me.
Sadly, that's the only way to consume media now.
Right?
Is to actually question the motive of the person saying it, right? To understand the full context in which they're saying it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the difference here is that she's talking about facts as opposed to speech or policy or whatever. But even facts now obviously are questioned by.
Sure. That was the first week.
by
The alternative
people.
Facts. Yeah, we
I
have
mean,
alternative.
70% of Republicans believe the big lie. It's probably higher than that now.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that. Like, that's 70% of what used to be a political party believing a completely manufactured lie.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's the war that we're in, though, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That is our war. I encourage everybody. I just retweeted that thread, and I encourage everybody to look at it. And I also retweeted another very important Martin Scheel thread, because we posed a question: are all the whistleblowers dead? And what we mean by that is there's been a lot of deaths surrounding Russian bankers, surrounding whistleblowers, a lot of oligarchs,
Deutsche Bank.
Deutsche Bank. So what Marty does in his very incredibly smart and calculated way is he shows all the ties.
Look how long the thread is, guys.
And then oh my God.
It's a long thread, Heidi.
Is that the one?
Oh shit.
Well,
that's a long thread.
This is so I get off work like 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock at night, right? And then I'll see what Marty sent me, and I will stay up till 1 or 2:30 in the morning putting it on Tumblr, because that's how I roll. Because I know now that I could be kicked off this site anytime, and so that way I have a backup. But the very last, so he thinks that the infection is so great, and the ties between the American oligarchs and the Russian oligarchs are so dense that every time we think something's going to happen and there's a raid and an investigation and there's another whistleblower, things just kind of are slow walked. So he really asked, he asked kind of, why is it? And he came up with some, super interesting answers. But what he really said at the very end, does snatching a couple of super yachts compensate for the $1 trillion theft of a sovereign state's wealth? He said it just may take a world war to find out. Oh my God.
I thought we were being happy and happier news now, Heidi.
But I guess for me it's kind of happy, because every time I'm able to see things for what they are, I do get a little bit of a release. But I do think that we are no longer kind of going, gee whiz, guys, why are we not getting the investigations we need? And why are they not, landing anywhere? Because I think we're going to be the ones having to force it more than likely. So,
I mean, it's because wealthy people can cover up their crimes, but by paying
all sorts of ways.
All sorts of ways. But paying for influence and paying to shut people up. Like the woman at SpaceX that he, exposed himself to, and tried to buy her a horse in exchange for a happy ending. Like,
wow.
And he paid her $250,000 to never talk about it. Just
interesting.
That's how. I mean, like, imagine any other person but a fucking billionaire doing something like that, right?
But to Sean's point, we are bearing the lead, and there are a lot of things to be joyful about. And I also know when Sean, who feels everything and is sensitive like we all are, starts to get triggered. So we're going to move on to something happy.
Madison Cawthorn.
That's right.
Madison Cawthorn.
I'm just a sensitive little guy.
Madison Cawthorn. He can roll the fuck out of here.
Did you guys see his Instagram post?
Dark MAGA, bro. Dark MAGA.
Dark MAGA. Jesus Christ, man.
He's now created a
Ooh, is this like MAGA. Is he going to be like the gothic version of MAGA?
Oh yeah.
That's what Dark MAGA is, right? It's basically
going after Republicans.
It's
Are they going to start wearing like neck chains and shit and black eyeliner and black lipstick?
It's basically just going all in on neo-Nazi fash symbology. And
Dark
and everybody involved is 100% a traitor. Like all the people, like Amanda Milius and Kash Patel and all these fucking and people who are just straight up Russian assets are the ones pushing it because they want to create chaos. They want to create death. They want the bad part. So they're creating this, dark MAGA to be cooler
Dark
than
MAGA.
regular MAGA.
Let's get back to the happy stuff.
There's no happy stuff. There's no happy
Yeah,
stuff.
there is.
Yes, there
Yeah,
is.
there is.
Yes,
The
there is.
DOJ requested a shitload of transcripts from witnesses from the January 6th committee.
Yeah.
And
happy.
you know what was even funny? Because Benny Thompson was like, yo, hold up. We're not done yet. So that's going to be interesting what happens there. I mean, yeah.
All right.
I got happy stuff.
What?
I'm starting a pickleball team.
Oh God, pickleball.
Pickleball.
I am.
Ooh.
I'm starting a pickleball team. Yep. So that's happy. Yeah. I have a story coming out in LA Magazine on that subject, and because I'm a tennis player and a badminton player and a ping pong player, and I played some racquetball, but I can slay anybody pretty much in ping pong. So imagine like having ping pong.
Oh, really?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of the few things
Actually,
I'm
probably,
naturally.
I'm slow down.
It's one of the few things I'm naturally good at. It's a very short list, but ping pong happens to be one of them. So
well,
imagine
doing
it on the court.
You do the journalism thing pretty well.
Yeah, I do that.
I think.
I do that all right.
Yeah,
I do that all right. I do that all right. Yeah.
How's everybody in the chat? I've been looking at chat. How's our chat going?
I tell them I want good news. Oh, I got some good news. Holy shit! I buried the lead again. I have to make sure I pronounce the Latin part right. My daughter is graduating from Wellesley, the most fabulous women's school in the country, magna cum laude. Magna cum laude. Wow. Yes. Yes. She said the only reason she's not like Summa, I think there's another level up, is because she got a B in German her freshman year. I'm like, yeah, I got like a C in German my junior year. So
breaking news here.
Breaking news.
Oh my God, I love it so much. Yeah, but that's pretty cool, right?
Heidi's pickleball team.
Well, as soon as I heard that it was all about fashion, I'm like, I'm in. Like I'm already thinking it's a cross between tennis outfits and jogging and stuff. And I think I'm regressing kind of backwards in time. Like I'm, yeah.
I would.
I think we all have to a little bit, right?
Yeah.
We can't be the grown-ups. I'm sorry to say, but everybody's fantasies about what it's like to be a grown-up are going to go away for a while. And sorry, I know this is supposed to be happy news, but I'm trying to at least be constructive and say, look, I don't see a way out of something really bad happening and over the next year. And because I think 2022 they're sort of drawing a line in sand,
Oh, that's exactly where
there's a lot of people just pushing it to as far as they possibly can right now.
Yeah,
I do think that this is life during wartime, and that many people are unaware of it because we've been in an undeclared war. And I used to write about this all the time, and that's when I first would use the fifth column term. To declare war during the Trump administration would be to then be able to hold the GOP up to technical treason, because they were so clearly a fifth column. So we just haven't been in it. It's Craig Unger says it all the time. This is a different kind of war. It's not with bullets and bombs. It is in Ukraine, but this non-kinetic warfare is so insidious. And
that's the Gerasimov doctrine. So let's see what that anagrams to, Heidi. What do you think?
Oh,
there we go.
Perfect.
Anybody take a guess?
Let's see it.
Boop.
Boop.
There it is.
Gerasimov doctrine goes to
Dogmatic reversion.
Oh shit!
Oh, all praise.
Bravo.
All praise.
Wow.
All praise.
That's crazy.
That goes in the
All
loop, man.
praise.
Well done.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking good, man.
Wow. That is some
That's what it is,
dope.
Vin.
That's exactly what I like. You
dope.
couldn't ask for a better definition.
I know.
Wow.
All the letters are there. You just got to rearrange them.
Man.
That's all you got to do. Just rearrange them into other words that mean the same thing as the other thing, except funny.
Yeah,
that's all.
Or more, more revealing. Exactly. That's
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
One more for the end of the show.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's so exciting.
Right on.
You guys can work on it.
So, in case we talked about the Gerasimov document, right? That's the
we did.
Yeah.
Thank you for.
I need to clarify for people in our chat. It's not fuck Musk. No, the thing we say around here is Elon Musk is a fucking problem.
Yeah.
That's what we say.
We were saying that before anybody was saying that.
I just for the record, I think both things are on the table. Fuck Elon Musk.
So basically,
Elon Musk is a fucking problem.
I want to, guys, real quick.
Anything is bad.
This came up, but we didn't get to it because I do not know of this. So you guys,
I don't know them either.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it like it looks like private intel stuff. I mean, the problem with keeping track is there's so many.
The interesting thing about this one is it looks like perhaps a intel or PR firm to massage the reputation of the Russian oligarch, which is interesting. That's different.
I mean, if it's an Israeli firm, it's they're I'm half Jewish. I'm also Israel.
Semyon Mogilevich. Let's look at that.
Yes, he has Israeli citizenship.
Yeah. Well,
right?
I mean, but there's a lot of Russian bad shit going on in Israel. I mean, in Mossad and Unit 8200, those are real things. Like not this is another area. There are segments of it that are extremely bad.
Does anybody remember? The time I called the head of the Mossad a clout chaser? Do you guys remember that?
All I know
is he totally is.
The PR firms are definitely a problem, but keep in mind, Mogilevich has a bounty on his head put on by our own law enforcement agencies for millions of dollars. And when we talk about, I think it was 5 million.
That's not enough. No.
You know what though? 5 million. Hey, I wouldn't mind a little bit of extra coin.
Semyon's a rare creature. He's got to be worth at least like 20, 25.
I think 5 million is a pretty big deal for an
he's
FBI
a
bounty.
Brilliant monster. I mean, he's great. He's awful. He's terrible. But like, if you were shooting the next Dexter, I'd pick that motherfucker.
You think 15 million would be more in the right frame, like 15 maybe, because they're not going to do much. I think
how about
that's pretty big.
100? How about
100? Yeah, I mean,
and then actually, wait a minute.
What? Gosh, what?
Sell a yacht. Those yachts are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Sell a yacht.
Another show.
Good idea. It's a yacht giveaway. It's for every oligarch who has a terrible accident. If you get a yacht, and you get a yacht. If you can predict the accident ahead of time, you get the yacht.
You get
Did you watch I put in chat yesterday, and if you didn't watch it, you go back and watch it. There's a sci-fi movie, a short film, amazing on this very topic. It's about an algorithm that predicts the date of death. And the police officer,
I was afraid to hit that.
The police officer interrogates him, and he's like, "You are killing people so that you get your statistics perfect." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And it plays out in this beautiful way. It's incredible. So that very thing, yeah.
That was the Dust one, right?
Yeah, it's on Dust. It's incredible. Yeah. So every now and again they'll have one and knocks it out of the park. And that one just killed it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It's like basically like if you put an algorithm in Schrodinger's box. Basically, that's like at the end of it, you're like, "Oh shit." Because these guys.
Well, let's talk about propagandists who've been arrested, because it always brings me great joy when we talk about these these PR firms that try to like smooth and gloss over the the
How many
reputation.
have been arrested?
Well,
yeah.
I'm just gonna bring it up another time because it brings me great joy. A
Yes, sorry, Chad, I'll
former
put it in there.
Fox News producer who
Oh, yeah.
allegedly produced and directed for Sean Hannity, who is a problem. He then went to Russia to build a pro-Putin propaganda network, which was also bleeding out into other countries. They were expanding it. But we arrested him in London a few months ago. And as Martin Scheel, our financial money laundering correspondent for this show, noted, this is a guy, he works for a terrible Russian oligarch who was just indicted by our Department of Justice. He is in prison in London. He knows people. He might have something to barter with. So I'm just saying, he might hold some hope.
That sounds great, right? But in the meantime, Tucker Carlson is literally putting these ideas, the ideas that were put in this kid's head on 4chan, into the heads of everyone in fucking America.
Yeah.
Millions of people.
Well, and through reporting on it, exposing other people to it, right?
Yeah.
Like this, it used to be something like really, really skinhead, like, with tattooed swastikas used to do in little chat rooms.
Now
and fucking Tucker Carlson's out there literally killing people and going to Hungary to, meet with Orban. Remember that whole thing where Putin got in touch with him?
Yeah.
You know how fucking Russian television is basically playing his shows all the time? Why do we need Jack fucking Hannock to go after Fox News? Why can't somebody in the government say there's all sorts of crimes here?
Because it's what's legal that's hurting us.
Let's go.
This is the part where I say, "Damn it, Jim! Damn it, Jim! Jim's right." Damn it, Jim.
I put a link to the video in chat.
Rupert Murdoch.
Okay.
Why is he an American citizen?
Just anybody that was interested. It's called Actuary.
Why is Rupert Murdoch an American citizen?
Yeah. Okay.
Same reason
By the way,
Peter Thiel is a New Zealand citizen.
Musk? He's from South Africa. Why is Peter Thiel? Yeah, he's from Germany. Why is who's it? God? Yeah.
Yeah.
They came here. They jacked us up.
So what you're saying is that we need some balls to actually really go after these people.
We need some balls.
Citizenship,
or some.
America needs a bouncer, or just be like, yoink, you're out.
Yeah. How about you, Hi-Fi?
We don't need. I take that completely back. We do not need any more balls. We need some women to fucking step up.
Yeah.
And call this shit out for what it is and take some action.
There was this woman.
They save us every fucking time, and they're gonna have to do it again, I'm afraid, because all these fucking frail, eager, what is it? The men who just are so afraid of women, so afraid of their own, afraid to be in their own skin, that they have to spread this fucking hate.
Yeah, super gnarls, Barkley. I will say, there was this woman that I voted for in 2016. Her name was Hillary Clinton, and I'm about to retweet the video where she calls that shit out. She calls Trump a Putin puppet, and she was right. She says you're just here. Right. She just says you're just here to break up NATO. She was a woman of strength and character who may have all kinds of flawed things happening with her family, her husband, whatever. But she was right, and she would have made a very good leader, particularly during this horrible COVID time.
I used to do that thing where I would qualify everything I said about Hillary. Like, she's not perfect, but sorry, her fucking family life has nothing to do with anything, and everything else was totally manufactured by what did she say in the late 90s? A vast right-wing conspiracy. Everyone made fucking fun of Hillary Clinton for that, and she was right. She was exactly right because she saw it. She saw all of these dark money organizations forming up. She saw how the church and the right wing and the fundamentalists were getting corrupted. She saw all of it happening, and she called it out. She also called for universal health care before burning.
And she got skewered for it. But you know what she also was? A Wellesley girl. A Wellesley girl, just like my kid. She went to Wellesley. Yeah, she gave an incredible speech as the senior graduate.
She's the most qualified person to ever run for president, period, by a long shot.
Word.
Yep, and she was someone who never held office.
And guess what happened? A frail shithead named Mike Flynn got hired by Vladimir Putin to bring her down, and he succeeded because Democrats are fucking weak.
We just did not fight. We didn't fight this information war.
We still haven't. It's 2016 was blatantly stolen.
We're fighting.
It's obvious. And no, everyone's too afraid to talk about it because they're going to get called BlueAnon or conspiracy theorists or something.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
I mean, until we grapple with that, I don't know how we move forward with anything.
I'm going to be calling that presidency inauthentic and fraudulent. I call him fraudulency. Yeah, for the rest of my life.
Trump, his presidency was a crime.
That was what the Mueller report was all about. The Mueller report would have been 10 pages if it wasn't for all the obstruction, because he kept being so worried that they were going to find out that he was not an authentic president because the Russian military, foreign enemies, got him into office with the great help. And so, let's get back to...
traitors inside our own borders, too. Let's not forget.
That's what I'm saying. I was about to say the fifth column, and I just didn't want to be so repetitive.
No, people need to hear it. It's the fifth column.
Okay, so something else happy that happened. Come on, guys, between the three of yous, you got something, right?
Well, no, because you asked me to research the fucking Oklahoma abortion ruling. And I was like, shit.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about that. Yeah.
Since I'm not going to talk about it for Why It Matters over the weekend, I'm gonna talk about it right now. Did you guys see the Grubhub app offered everyone in New York City free lunch? Totally blew everything. Restaurants were hitting thousands and thousands of orders, and humans don't scale like that. But these technology people don't understand that, and there is bad technology out there. It's
it's not even as the technology worked. It did exactly what they wanted. They're just too fucking stupid. Or what really happened here is the marketing department didn't talk to the fucking data scientists who in the product team. I've been in these companies before. It's a fucking disaster. A bunch of marketing people were like, "Ooh, let's give away a free lunch. That sounds great." I think that should work out great for everyone, except for everyone who didn't get their lunch, because you cannot add a zero onto the capacity of any system over
Actually, you know what my brain did with this situation? Why didn't they just target it to a much, much smaller area, like an office building or a city block? This city block gets free lunch. Yeah. That way it would scale.
Maybe they could have publicized it.
Yeah.
But
I
mean, there's 20.
There's no such thing as a free lunch, so there you go.
Offer 20 million people free lunch. What are you gonna get?
Yeah.
A fucking lot of people wanting lunch.
Free lunch.
I don't want a free lunch. I gotta work for everything.
Hey,
just thought of good news.
Oh, you got some good news?
Just thought of good news. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Here it is. I got tickets to the Smashing Pumpkins Jane's Addiction show.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Is it a time machine?
They're touring.
Yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes, dude. They're touring. Check it out.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
I hung out with Perry Farrell.
Yeah, me too.
What did you hang out with him in his not bathing period? Because that's when I met him.
No,
I think he was bathing. This is
Okay.
like 2013.
Oh yeah, no, mine was like 2000.
I was
or earlier than that even. Sorry, 90s. I forget.
So he's supposed to put on this giant thing in Vegas, and I actually helped design that thing as a consultant way back then, and it's sort of now just coming around. But Perry is a fucking trip, man.
He's amazing, dude. He's incredible.
Well, he's amazing, but look, we rolled in and we got offered all kinds of things.
Yeah,
dude's out there.
And then I'm talking to him. I'm like pitching this thing, getting into it, and I look down for 1 second, and I look up, and he's outside on his deck. It was at his house doing Tai Chi, totally ignoring it. I was like, what the fuck is he? What is happening?
We owe
Lollapalooza
to Perry.
Perry has this much attention to give you, and once it's done, it's done.
I love him because
I love Jane's Addiction. I love them.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start listening to some right after the show tonight. Some Juanes Addiction.
Juanes Addiction.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Okay, we got the last anagram before we leave.
I do have, before the last anagram, I have one request.
What?
All our viewers, this will be seen eventually by hundreds of people. Please start using Fred P. Wellman's term, performance jackassery, when you refer to these extremist nutters from the GOP. He gave the example, I believe it was, of John Kennedy, who he said acts like Foghorn Leghorn, but actually went to Oxford and does a little cornpone routine. Just know that we are seeing a lot of performance jackassery. Call it what it is. Help us get that into the narrative. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I also want to shout out to our member Jennifer Griffin, who came up with the "life is a psyop" phrase, the psyop, and so we designed shirts on that. Here you guys go, check it out. I sent everyone as a thank you, but these will be
yes.
Look at our supermodel.
Oh my God! Can you zoom a little bit? Zoom.
Yeah, I can.
Zoom a little bit.
Good, Connor.
There we go. So those are going to be available soon.
I so love periwinkle too. What a great color.
Fantastic.
Speaking of Perry.
So there we go. Those are going to come out and available. And thank you again, Jennifer, for that. Your check is in the mail.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Critical
wonderful.
race theory anagram. You ready?
Critical race theory. Do it.
Here we go. Oops. Critical race theory is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Remember what Prince Allpress said about satire? This is what we need to do.
Solid.
This is what we need to do.
Screenshot
the shit out of that.
Oh, yes.
You got
to hear someone say critical race theory. You go, by the way, that becomes crotchety racial ire.
Crotchety racial. Oh my God, I love it. I love
perfect. Once you see them pop in, it just falls in place.
We gotta just sigh
Yes, on that one.
That's it.
That is amazing. We have 1 minute left of this chaos. Does anybody want the final word? And I just want to tell everybody that I love them. That's me.
Here's a song. Here's a song for you guys. We'll play the background. There it is.
Here's mine. I would like people to start using hashtag Elon Musk is a problem. That's a good hashtag. We should.
Is this Moses on a
I
motorbike?
feel like I have to say something.
It is.
Right now. I don't know.
We are all one. The universe is all intertwined.
You have something to say, Jim?
Listen, it's going to get tough. Just be ready. Have options.
Yeah.
Have options.
And
Hang in
also,
there.
I'm not
Stay
telling
strong.
anyone to panic because God knows, maybe things turn around. I hope so. But
I recommend
if the
staying
shit hits the fan,
strong.
think
Stay strong.
about where you're going.
Stay strong. Put on those 3 extra layers of skin tonight and be prepared.
That's right. All right, guys. We'll check you later.
But practically,
Oh, go ahead.
as well as emotionally.